What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, May 5th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thanks so much for being here with me. I appreciate you all so much. Let's go. It's full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. It's an intense one. It's the moon's fall position. It's with the south node in Scorpio. Pluto's retrograde in Aquarius. That's new. Disposite's the south node. This is very erratic energy. It's opposite Uranus at 18 degrees of Taurus. The Sun and Uranus are getting closer together for their annual conjunction. This is a shake things up lunar eclipse. This is all about the great release. It's a full moon on steroids. What are we releasing? Probably all of the intense aspects of life that are not getting us closer to value, getting us closer to beauty, getting us closer to the things that are nurturing in our life. The ability to do this all for ourselves too. Scorpio deals with all the things outside of us that make us more powerful. And you know what? There's a lot to that. There's a lot of things when it comes to people. There's a lot of things when it comes to situations. Pluto in Aquarius is going to teach us something that we've never been taught about how valuable human connection really is. And it's not that we want to forget about that, but at the same time, human connection is so much more valuable when it's based around independence of individuality, people that are using their uniqueness, their difference, the special qualities within them to go towards what they really want in life. And that's when you find the best tribes, the best groups, and the best mergers. So in every aspect of our life, we're having to feel this intense energy that's releasing so many of the bonding qualities or relationships or aspects outside of ourselves that we feel like we would be helpless if we did not have this, which is only making us stronger to go towards the ability and the capacity to know that we got this. We can do things. We're master builders. Taurus is the master builder of the zodiac. It's fixed earth. It's the beautiful, Venusian sign of steady, just getting the grapes fed to you, goddess energy. But even that brings a little Scorpio into the mix, doesn't it? Because someone else is empowering that quality too. So we have to also see the value in when we feed ourselves that quality of life and those grapes. And that's something that's very important. This is going to be a high conflict lunar eclipse. It's going to bring up deep emotions embedded in us and bring everything up to the surface. Like, this is going to make things so black and white that nothing can be concealed because it has to be released and come out. So you're going to see conflict. There's going to be conflict somewhere, and it's probably more, I don't want to say that's true, but it's very external. I don't want to say it's always going to be external here, but this is like a lot of external conflict that you could see. I think the more, if you call it consciously evolved people, are going to deal with this in a more spiritually mature way, which was kind of the theme for yesterday's horoscope. But that's a big part of this, is like, we all have to be able to express our feelings, ourselves. We all have to know ourselves at a deeper level. And Scorpio deals with the hidden, the occult, right? So we're all occulting something in our life that it's like we don't want to come out, or we don't want to show ourselves, or we don't, trying to keep something in. It deals with vulnerabilities. It deals with trust. So we're all having to find this sweet spot of trusting ourselves more, knowing that we can do more, but also merging and bonding with energy that's doing the same thing for themselves in life, so that we can empower each other, the collective. These are going to be some of the biggest key points, I think, as we move forward. How do we empower each other through empowering ourselves? That's like this is the great, the great reveal to sort of some of that lost knowledge in all of our individual lives. And even the most confident person, or at least somebody who might come off the most confident, has got some vulnerability or wound that's going to be seen during this. So this becomes a very emotional time of creating conflict in our lives because of the projection of wounds, Chiron is at 17 degrees of Aries. This moon is quincunxing that Chiron. This is like a really weird wound that won't heal. You know, it's deep, and this is a great opportunity to, again, use the reflection that we see in others to be more empowered and see what it's doing to us as individuals, to use that to learn the deeper things. I mean, this is a great opportunity here to be an alchemist in your life and for your feelings and your emotions, you know, turning what appears to be lead type situations or emotions into gold. So it's very potent there. This has got a great healing element to it, but it does almost feel like we have to go through an emotional pain, if you will, to get that gold. And that is, you know, part of Scorpio too is a fear. We have to be able to release fears here, because the more scared or frightened or just, you know, not willing to go into the deeper penetrating places in life that might be more exciting, more passionate, but there's a vulnerability holding us back, the more, again, we're occulting something, we're suppressing something, we're hiding an element that could bring more quality to our lives. So much of this is about going deep, feeling everything, even if it hurts, even if it sucks, so that you can better your life, alchemize your life, become more sturdy, become more solid, more just knowing of your values and your worth as a human. We're all worth the universe, the stars, everything, but we tend to not tell ourselves that. You know, this can be like a nasty scab that we keep picking off that won't heal. You know, at some point we gotta just like accept that healing takes time too, and it takes effort, and to go through that deep process. So big energy here of healing, big opportunity here to transmute. I mean, this is a transformational eclipse. This is a transformational time, transmutation into that gold. This is the alchemist, you know, full moon in my opinion. And with Venus here coming off the square to Neptune, it's going to come to 27 degrees of Gemini. I think that we're getting a release, and there's more of a clarity, because it could have been very numbed out with the square to Neptune in Pisces, especially understanding the truth or being able to verbally express even what we want or our values, or even, you know, aspects of martyrdom that we play or think or run in the script of our own mind. I mean, yes, there is absolutely quality here for a very enlightening experience, for a lot of compassion, to see sort of everything from an objective place that's very beautiful, that is a great opportunity. And I think that that is, again, where things are going to keep the curiosity going, keep things interesting, is more from understanding your subjectivity, but then also being able to peel back and see the objectivity and sort of the higher bird's eye view of what's going on in these deeper levels in everybody's life. And I think that the compassion can go a long way there, but Scorpio also deals with boundaries. So we're also seeing a time where boundaries are weak, they need to be fortified. You know, if there's absolutely no boundary when it comes to your self-worth and what everybody in the collective's doing, a good example is social media. If social media is, or people on that are saying you're not valuable and you're going to listen to that, then that's a good reflection of you don't feel valuable within yourself, and you got to find and transmute that energy into your value and kind of quiet the noise outside of ourselves. Just an example, there's a bunch of different ways that can go. Again, try to apply this in your life, right? I can't speak for everybody's individual life, but there's certain areas that we all have to be objective and know our subjectivity to understand better our value in a more enlightening way, in a mature way, and in a way that can take us deeper into self-satisfaction. I think a big part of that is this. And with Uranus in the opposition and Sun Uranus, there's a lot of people aspects. A lot of this has to deal with people in our lives. A lot of this is relationship stuff, even Venus square Neptune. Whether it's friends, whether it's a relationship to a job, whether it's a lover, it doesn't really matter what the relationship is. There's a black and white clarity to situations involving boundary, involving manipulation, involving power, control, who's got control. And we're all trying to find out how to figure a way that we can all win. But at some point too, there's a level here where we have to understand that boundary is important when it comes to our self-worth. And when it comes to what we want to see nurture and blossom and grow in this life, we can't grow anything if we don't have the right nutrients and we're not nurturing ourselves within ourselves. So it's a big check on how well you can stop worrying about somebody else doing everything or needing something else to be provided, but how well we can all provide that nurturing and that comforting ability to ourselves, which in the end will bring the best connectivity, the best relationships, and really create the positive teams and everything that you could imagine that'll bring more abundance and bring some kind of a better understanding and stimulation into our lives. It can also bring a lot of love and compassion as well. But again, if you don't have love for self, it's going to be very, very difficult to love someone else. Just kind of the way that works. That's why Taurus comes before Libra, and they're both Venus-ruled signs. Mercury's retrograde, Venus is in Taurus, dispositing that. I've been talking about this for a long time. Square Neptune. We're just starting to get some more clarity on our values because we've had to do the processing inwardly for ourselves to understand these things, to understand what is our quality of life, what is quality to you. Because it doesn't matter what quality is to somebody else right now. Your quality is the quality that you need to grab a hold of. And there's certain, radicalized things in the world and outside of us that make us doubt our own amazing qualities. So this is like a big check on, can you see how unique and amazing you are, and see that even if somebody else isn't amazing in that area of life, well, guess what? They're probably amazing in another part of their life. Even if you don't see it, it doesn't really matter. But even if the boundary's not there, to still draw that boundary, but with a level of, that spiritual maturity that Saturn's trying to bring here, starting to make its sextile to Mercury retrograde, coming off the sextile and the trine to the North Node and the South Node in Pisces. Again, we are becoming more evolved because of time when it comes to understanding our subconscious and building a foundation of trusting that. And sometimes, intuition's a funny thing. Sometimes we have to go through moments of trusting our intuition and it doesn't work out how we thought it would. It goes a different way. And this is one of those times where we want to be able to feel everything and listen to these deeper qualities, these emotions, our intuition. But at the same time, they're taking us in a radical place we've never been before, and that might not look how we thought it was going to look. So it's a very interesting time of trusting those deeper urges, desires, feelings that are taking you towards better, even if it feels like it's not comfortable. It's probably going to bring some comfort in the long run. It's probably going to connect you to a timeline that gets you to that satisfaction that you're looking for. But it might not look like that for the next week. It might not look like that for the next month. To be completely honest, it might feel like every time we really trust our intuition, it backfires on us. And the only reason it would do that, in my opinion, is to get us closer to our physical selves. There's so much in Taurus. We just had the North Node in Saturn in a sextile. Mercury is getting closer to coming direct and stationing with that North Node. We really have to understand our physical life and still trust our intuition. We're finding a balance between deeper desires and actual physical life here. And we got to put the physical, a step ahead. This is like the master builder time, and you'll get the beautiful insights you're looking for. This could be one of the most radical, insightful lunar eclipses that we get, because it's that alchemy, that alchemizing effect that is really transmuting our physical world. But it is almost that energy too, where you have to let something go to get there. And it's probably, again, something very desired or wanted, or something you felt very drawn to, or maybe a person, you know? So we're all having to like still know we got this, even if things don't go the way we thought they were going to go, because that's Uranus in the mix. That's Pluto starting to square these nodes. Jupiter's square Pluto. Jupiter's at 27 Aries. You know, our intuition is in a huge check right now because it's trying to change our beliefs and the way that we even idealize or visualize, you know, the journey that we're on here. It has to be more open, has to be more free to come to fruition, and more of a powerful identification of the knowing that a lot of different paths, many, infinite paths, can lead to the same destination. So it's having the destination locked and loaded and trusting your intuition that you'll get there, but stop judging the route. You know, we gotta get somewhere right now. And it can feel like it's a long haul, it's deep, but this can also be one of the great releases that we all need to get us towards more self-confidence and value, and radically shift aspects and have us go through a deep healing. And you know, there's a unifying effect, you know, to have this, you know, applying to all of us somewhere in our life is a deeply merging and unifying thing that we're all experiencing together, and something that's putting us all on an equal playing field. Even if somebody's going through something small or someone's going through something huge, it's still an equal playing field. And that's how we kind of have to look at it. Otherwise, we can get into the psychoanalyzing of even justice with Venus, square Neptune. Justice wasn't served. You know, it's not our job to figure out all of that stuff. That stuff gets served by the universe when it's meant to. We need to all kind of be able to hone in on what is it in our lives, our environments, our world, our physicality that can make us stronger, that can make us more reliable to show up for ourselves, which will always make us more reliable to show up for others if the balance is right, the boundaries are there, and if there's a real, you know, frequency connection. These are all things that are very important right now, in my opinion. And as we finish off the day, because we do get the lunar eclipse early at about 10:30 a.m. on the west coast, as we finish off the day and the moon comes later into Scorpio, it's going to trine Mars, and they're sharing a really nice mutual reception. So that is one upside to Mars in Cancer right now, is the moon in Scorpio. That's Mars's home, and Mars is in the moon's home. So there is like a big amplifying effect here, and I think it's when we're able to push forward and to stop holding ourselves back from the deeper connection and merger with the ability to create in our lives, and the ability to see the physicality and the beauty of our soul in this life, and to do something with that, and to use our skills. This is a time to start using your skills, and not just hope or believe or use intuition just to make something happen, but to really get physical. You know, get physical and start to move things. Put your emotion in motion with your body. Literally, like, that's where the glory will be found right now. And I do think that that's possible. And we are seeing Mars, you know, get closer and closer to the trine to Neptune. So I mean, it's not that intuition's trying to lead us astray right now. It's actually really trying to move us in the direction that's going to build a very strong and powerful foundation. But again, it's like we have to go through little trivial things or big trivial things that maybe we want to really understand. But again, it's just like going through the experience. Like, we're all meant to transmute something in our life right now, but to not get lost in the intensity or let it drain us or, you know, bury us in many ways, as Scorpio can deal with that, you know, death energy. You know, we don't want to be the ones getting buried right now either. Like, if we're alive, and let's go live. Like, this is a lunar eclipse. It's like saying you gotta go live, and you gotta be empowered and strong. And if you can see the vision through your strength, you're gonna thrive no matter what. And yeah, look, we have good days, bad days, ups and downs. That's never gonna change. no matter how high your vibe is, there's still going to be a day where you're going to wake up, something's going to happen, and you're going to feel down. And again, that's not like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the human experience. You know, so we all have to embrace the human experience a little bit more. And I think take more part in it. Be a part of the human experience right now. And I do believe this is the shift we need to get back into that and to be back in reality. And, you know, that doesn't mean we can't go explore the unknown or, you know, try and merge with different deep sciences and alchemy and, you know, all that stuff's amazing. And it's helped me so much in my life, and I'm sure it's helped all of you too. That's always going to be important. It's a great gift that we have all the stuff that we have, all these amazing tools, astrology, human design, numerology, tarot, you name it. We're all getting so, especially with Neptune coming to these later degrees of Pisces, we are getting, there's an enlightening tool. Our consciousness is spiraling upwards. It's a beautiful thing. But like, we have to also remember to be grounded. So that's where I'm at with this lunar eclipse, is like finding the sweet spot between the depth and the passion, but the realness and the tangibility of life right now, and your confidence to live it and to not be afraid. A lot of people are scared of this lunar eclipse. Again, this is like our intuition, and, you know, going deep into the what if, what is this gonna be, what is it? Like we need to be here now and experience. And you know, we all have contracts here. We all kind of think that we can play the hand of God and like manipulate everything to go our way, but some big things are just gonna happen. There's no rhyme or reason to our physical consciousness why. Is that any way to live? If you're just worried? Like, this is a very worrisome lunar eclipse, but that's no way to live. No worry has ever taken away a problem tomorrow. All it ever did was take away peace and serenity and beauty today. So don't do that. This is a time to mix things up in a positive way, to look at beautiful things in life, to look at how beautiful you are. No matter what your life looks like, it's beautiful because you're alive. This is like the lunar eclipse, remembering that we're alive. We're here. It's actually a great gift to be here. We need to start, that's our belief shift almost with Pluto and Aquarius. Like, everybody, I don't want to be here anymore. It's a gift. We are lucky to be alive. And we have to start living like we are, or we're just in misery and apathy, and that's some low vibe stuff. So we got to shift to a positive outlook through this transformation, through this emotional time, through the healing, through the stuff we don't want to see. There's things that are going to happen outside of ourselves that we don't want to see. It doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, don't get me wrong, like, things matter. We can't just bypass situations, but the point is how we respond and how we react in life is what matters. And we all have the choice. So every choice we get to make in our life, whether it's a down day or an up day, we can still choose to do something positive. We can still choose to do something of quality that is nurturing and uplifting our souls, to keep going forward, remembering that we are the master builders that came here to be just that. And you're not going to be a master at anything if you're not confident. So you got to get rid of the fears and the vulnerabilities of showing that you're confident at something in life and that you're happy and sustained when you do something. Value monetarily will always follow. It always follows. That's why Taurus is money and self-worth and confidence and capacity. When you have that, you get what you want. You build it, you create it, you manifest it. So this is a great time in our lives to start doing something that inspires us, that we're passionate for, and to stop playing the loops and to stop playing into situations that they're not inspiring or passionate. It's almost like we're just trying to feed some drama and trauma response because we're used to it. But we got to break patterns right now. So great opportunity for that. And I hope that that helps somebody out there, and at least inspires somebody too to keep living the life that they want to live, and to be, you know, happy, and to look at the positive, and to not be afraid to live. Because there's just no, I don't want to say it again, it's not that there's no purpose to living in fear. I think fear is probably the most powerful teacher on the planet. Every time I've ever been fearful and scared, I learned so much. And fear is also a great tool to keep us alive. So it's not like we have to be fearless. Like, I'm not gonna go run out into the freeway. Like, I have a fear of doing that because I know if I get hit by a car, it's over. Like, great, good fear. But like, the fears that are holding us back from building something for ourselves, or to get better, or to strive for something, these are the fears that we got to start transmuting. The fears of commitment at the same time, you know, and these deeper sort of, this is what everybody else wants. This is like, everything's such a deep psychology into others. And we need to shift back into the psychology of ourself, and we'll start attracting better others all the way around. All right. What's in the tarot? Eight of Cups, fitting for a full moon in Scorpio. Literally. Full moon, lunar eclipse, we get the Eight of Cups. Like, it is literally time to walk away from aspects in our life that are just not fulfilling. We're over it. We've learned the lesson. We've graduated from certain things in our life. You know, there is something that our intuition is, it's helping us, but we got to be discerning with it also. So like, don't lead yourself down a path that is just going to be a black hole. Lead yourself to the path that is looking like it's got something that is ready to be built, and something that you want to put your passion and effort into. Not just an infinite abyss of nothing, like something real. Turn your back on the stuff that's fake and go for the realness right now. Oh, the Fool! Look at that! Let's go! I'm into that card. I feel like we all need to, you know, again, the Fool's not scared, you know. It's usually on the edge of a cliff with a dog playing a flute, doesn't really care. You know, like, it doesn't, there's a naivety to it that's beautiful. It's ready to experience the journey. It doesn't know what's on the journey. We don't have to know everything. We all want to know that. I'll be honest, it's one of my pet peeves with astrology and tarot, is everybody wants to be this super psychic and know everything that's going to show up in their life every day. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Even if you have a great idea through that stuff, what could happen, it's still going to show up in a way that you didn't expect it. And that's even why I think Uranus is a modern ruler of astrology too. You know, Mercury, of course, I still think Mercury is a ruler, but Uranus is the modern ruler, and Uranus, you can't predict Uranus. And yes, there's elements you can channel and put together, but the human experience is just not something that you're going to wake up every day no matter what and know what's coming. It's not meant to be that way. So I think we all need to find that naivety to just be here, be present, keep going on the journey. And sometimes the journey involves walking in a different direction than we thought we'd have to go on, or that we were already on, or believed was going to be the way. Like, everything, we're all getting a belief check in our lives too. This is like that time. Jupiter square Pluto. All right, and what is this? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That's like the big challenge, I feel like, is we all need to realize we can do this stuff on our own. As long as we know internally that we can build and create something in life, we will always attract and magnetize energy to us that wants to help us. that wants to do it with us. But until we come to that conclusion that we can do it and know it deeply and internally, we don't get it. You know, we want like somebody to just show up and be a miracle in our lives, when it's our journey to create and be the master builder and the co-creator with God and with other humans. But we're all having to like really go back in and realize that you have to pay more attention right now to yourself. And that is the most important thing. Always, again, compassion's great. I love people, work with people, but don't think that you can't do something without someone's, blessing or their money or their help. Like you, regardless of a situation, you have to just at least believe in yourself that you can keep going and have all the stability and everything that you would ever want that would create a beautiful life for yourself. And it doesn't matter if it's there yet or not. It doesn't. That's like the illusion. We're all in a dream anyways. We're all going to wake up when this is all over, when we go through our big 8th house Plutonian moment. And we're going to be like, wow, that was a crazy dream on Earth. I wish I would have just enjoyed myself more. I wish I would have found more happiness. I wish I would have taken all that stuff that was beautiful and like that was around me and used it. But I was worried about this person and an ex and my boss. We all have these things. I'm not putting any of it down, but start taking responsibility for everything that's going on internally with you, spiritually and physically. Take accountability, own up for it, and shift that ownership and that accountability into the acceptance and the happiness to be here and watch your life change. This is the alchemy lunar eclipse. You want to be gold? You better believe you're gold. You better know you're gold. Because if you don't, you're not going to alchemize anything. Except more lead. And I hope that nobody does that. And look, there's going to be moments of lead. That's life. We're never going to get away from moments of lead. But there's always a way to alchemize it into a silver lining or a experience or a lesson that furthers us towards the best growth and the best sustainability and the finding of the confidence within ourselves to keep it going. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm done. I'm going to get off the soapbox, and I'll catch you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.